script and the music.
That's my goal.
Woo! Evan! Woo!
All right, and without further ado, we will get started.
Where's Miss Gannon? She said she was gonna meet us in here. Hello? Is anybody here?
Guys, this place gives me chills.
You alright, Alex?
No.
Don't worry, we're gonna be out here in a few minutes.
Where is Miss Gannon? She said she'd meet us here.
Probably grading tests or something like that. She's a busy teacher.
Yeah, I get that, but she said we can talk about the Han Dynasty after class.
Yeah, why would she just leave us here in an empty room with like 2 lights on? This is like the setting for a scary movie or something.
Yeah, but who said the room was empty?
Wait, did you guys hear that?
Oh, come on, Phoebe. Jokes are only funny when I make them.
No, Phoebe's right. I can sense their presence in this very room.
Luca, what kind of presents are they exactly? Are they gonna eat me?
Yes.
No, Alex. I think they're our classmates, listening close to our conversation.
Classmates, huh? Well, I assume they want to be here. After all, who doesn't like learning?
Anyways, as the old Chinese saying goes, make yourself at home wherever you are. Okay guys, let's get down to business.
To defeat!
The Huns.
Ha! Gosh, I loved Mulan growing up.
Yeah, Mulan made up a good portion of my childhood.
Me too.
Easily one of the best Disney movies of all time. The fighting, the Chinese culture, I love it all.
Did you guys know that Mulan was a Chinese legend?
You're telling me that Mushu the Dragon and the Lucky Cricket aren't real? You told me they were real!
Sorry, bud, but yeah, they're all fiction.
Well, not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. Shan Yu, the big bad guy in Mulan, he was all the rage back in the BCs.
Huh? How so?
Well, actually, the right name for Shan Yu is Chan Yu, the generational leader of the nomadic Han tribes.
Well, the feud between the Chinese and the Huns goes a long way back, and it can get a bit complicated.
Yeah, I have an idea. But why don't we act it out, like the drama club or something? Oh, I call dibs on being the emperor.
Yeah, man, but which emperor do you want to be?
I want to be the greatest emperor of all time.
Of course you do, Cassius.
Well, I guess you can be Qi Shi Huang, the first great emperor of China.
I have no idea who that is, but let's go, yeah!
And the rest of us can just fill in wherever.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Woo! Let's go,
All
boys.
right. Our story begins in ancient China. The first Chinese civilizations began in the Yangtze and Yellow River Valley around 5,000 years ago. Over the course of 2,000 years, the Chinese became farmers, merchants, weaponsmiths, and all that fun jazz.
So, it's basically just like the villagers from Minecraft.
That's right, Cassius. The early Chinese civilizations were a lot like a village in Minecraft. The favorable conditions in the river valleys allowed them to settle down and start a society.
But they were not alone. To their north was a group called the Huns.
Yeah! Okay, so the Huns didn't have the river valleys like the Chinese. They had to adopt a nomadic lifestyle because resources were rare. This meant that they had to go to different places to raid and get supplies. And that wasn't always peaceful.
So it's exactly like Minecraft!
Yeah, precisely. But think back to Minecraft. If you wanted to protect your villagers during a raid, what would you do?
Well, I'd probably lock them in their houses and then, like, build a wall or something.
Bingo! That's exactly what King Shi Huang did after he unified China in 221 BCE.
Your Majesty, we just reunified China and our forces are rather weak. It is not wise to start combat at this instant.
Fine, what do you have in mind?
A less violent plan. A wall. The previous kingdoms built protective barriers to the north. We can connect them into one longer defense. It won't hold them out forever, but it will allow us some time to regenerate our power.
Very well. Proceed with the wall. But mark my words. One day the citizens of China will live in peace and harmony without the threat of death looming over their heads. For this to happen, the Huns must go!
So, did Qin Shi Huang ever kick the Huns out?
Oh yeah, did I?
Fortunately, no. Qin Shi Huang died 11 years after the unification of China, and 4 years later, the Qin Dynasty was replaced by the Han Dynasty.
Yeah, so the Han Dynasty is the second Chinese dynasty following the Qin. They're still ethnically Chinese, it's just a different ruling family.
And during this time, the Huns consolidated a big area of land that stretches from the Gobi Desert to southern Siberia through conquest.
Now, the Han Dynasty initially didn't want to deal with the Huns, so they practiced something called Heqing, or alliance marriage.
The monarchies would send daughters of nobles or princesses to neighboring countries to maintain a peaceful relationship.
So kind of like Bowser and Princess Peach from Super Mario.
Close, but not quite. The Han Dynasty voluntarily gave their daughters to the Huns. They believed a political alliance would allow them to stay safe from military conflict.
This continued for 70 years into the Han Dynasty. However, from 180 BCE to 141 BCE, Emperors Wen and Jing led China into a period of prosperity.
For 40 years, society was stable. The emperors issued acts that focused on internal improvements, cutting taxes, and cutting military grants. China's agriculture flourished and trade boomed, which greatly improved the national power.
Then came along the 7th emperor of the Han Dynasty, Liu, better known by his title Han Wudi, which meant the martial emperor of Han.
Yeah.
At ease, fair minister.
Liu was deeply patriotic and didn't like the fact that the China had to make alliances with the Huns through marriage. Even with these alliances, the Huns would still occasionally invade Han territory. He knew that in order to rid China of the Huns, there would have to be war, and they were ready for it.
Your Highness, we got a message from Chan Yu.
Read it for me.
It's another proposal for He Chun. His son has come of age.
A wolf raises a wolf. A jackal raises a jackal. Chang Yu speaks of alliance, and yet his troops never stops tormenting my citizens. Look at this.
Another casualty report? Heavens, this is by far the most vicious raid of all.
Do they consider us a joke? I am sick of these deceiving thieves. The more lenient we are, the more they want. Look at what sacrilegious words they use to regard us. They must think us out of our minds.
What are you suggesting, Your Majesty?
Rally the army. Summon General Wei Qing and Ambassador Zhang Qian. I want to see them both before the night comes.
No.
And so, in 135 BCE, Han Wudi began the 20-year military campaign against the Huns.
General Wei Qing, at your majesty's command. This is my nephew, Ho Chubing.
Your Majesty.
So, you're the astute young man everyone's talking about.
I'm trying to do better, Your Highness.
Ambitious, too. Well, generals, I'm sure you know the situation up north.
The Huns, my lord.
Yes. Since Emperor Gaozu, we have suffered defeat after defeat against the Huns. As the Huns gain pride, we lose our dignity. The national morale diminishes. We need to alter this situation completely. With this war, I am hereby declaring to the citizens of China and Huns alike, from now on, the tables have turned. 寇可往，我亦可往；寇可为，吾复亦为。Wei Qing, I appoint you as Grand General in this campaign. Don't let me down.
I won't, your majesty.
Ho Chubing, I appoint you as Agile Lieutenant. Assist your uncle well. Perhaps you'll make your mark one day.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Shall you succeed? The generations to come will thank your efforts. I expect the best. Eradicate the Huns from the north.
No!
Your Majesty, you wanted to see me.
Zhang Qian, I'm sending you on a diplomatic mission to a rival tribe, the Huns, the Yuezhi tribe. You'll head west through Han territory, which means
I might not make it back alive. Fret not, my lord. If you think this will give us some advantage over the Huns, I will do it regardless of the risk.
Godspeed, Zhang Qian. And so, with all the aspects of this plan rolled out, Han Di could only hope that the heavens will favor the Hans over the Huns.
Under Emperor Han Wudi's orders, Zhang Qian led a group of 100 men out the Chinese borders.
Who are you?
Han Ambassador Zhang Qian, just passing through the area
Han Ambassador. And where are you headed to?
to conduct trade with the USG tribe.
Well, if the Han Dynasty won't let us pass through them, why should we let them pass? Though, you do seem to have some value to you. Come, follow me. And just like that, Zhang Qian was imprisoned by the Huns for 13 years. But more on that later. For now, let's shift our focus to where the action is really taking place. Northern China.
Uncle, all the other lieutenants have been dispatched. Why am I the only one remaining in the tent? Uncle, I was appointed Agile Lieutenant by the Han Emperor. Uncle!
Agile Lieutenant, you are speaking to the court's Grand General.
Yes, General.
Don't worry, kid. Your time will come.
But when will that be? It's because I'm only 17 that you don't let me fight on the battlefield.
More than that. But, if you insist, I suppose I can show you a thing or two. Are you ready for some real fighting?
You bet!
Zhujian!
No!
Lieutenant Wu ventures miles behind enemy lines and blitzes Hun supplies, capturing and executing many members of the Chan Yu court.
Take this!
Who is this young man?
My name is Wu Juming, appointed Agile Lieutenant by the Han Emperor, and I am your comeuppance, Huns!
Follow close, Zhujian. They are weak.
Sorry, Uncle, already 2 steps ahead of you. Ha!
Looks like his reputation is earned, not bragged. What a youngster. He completely pushed the Huns out of the Hexi corridor.
To the center, General Wei Qing makes steady progress confronting the main forces of Chan Yu.
Who do you think you are? Who are you to face the great Huns?
This is for all the terror you brought to our northern provinces.
And for all the lives you've reaped on your raids!
Ha!
Speedy advancement. He, promote Huo Qibing to Prime General and Wei Qing to Commander-in-Chief. I want to see them both keeping up their progress.
No!
Heavens help us. This may determine the Han Dynasty's fate for the centuries to come.
And in 119 BCE, the decisive Battle Mo Bay, unfolds.
Well done, my generals, well done! Your valiant efforts on the battlefield were astonishing. Especially you, Huo Qibing.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thanks to you guys, the Huns have weakened greatly. But they might still strike back after some time. We need to deal one final blow to them so that our kids will never have to worry about them again.
For our posterity, the Huns must never again come near China.
Let them know. 犯我强悍者，虽远必诛。
No!
And the Battle of Mo Bay is one of the most ferocious battles ever fought in Chinese history. Not only was it one of the most successful campaigns against the Huns, but it also saw the birth of an unprecedented achievement.
风狼居胥。
The 20-year-old Wu Juming chased the Huns completely out of modern-day Mongolia and performed sacrificial rituals on the Huns' sacred mountain, the Longjushu Mountain.
This was never done before. An official ritual conducted by someone who was not the emperor? On enemy grounds, too? You can say the Huns were definitely embarrassed. They all fled north. Never to be seen near Chinese territory again.
When Emperor Wu heard the news, he was extremely happy. He invited both generals in for a banquet when an unexpected guest arrived. Han Ambassador Zhang Qian, at your Majesty's service.
张骞? Zhang Qian? You're still alive? Where were you for 13 years?
Locked away by the Huns. It wasn't until 2 years I stayed some time with the USG tribe and brought some goods back.
张骞, Heavens have pity, the war is over. And goods, you traded with the rich?
Yes, my lord. They were rather interested in silk cloths, tea, and the jade I brought, and in return they gave me a fruit known as grapes, a spice called cilantro, and hybrid horses.
The journey of Zhanshan eventually led to the basis of the Silk Road, which would stretch from Japan to Italy in the future. The Silk Road introduced China to international trade long before other countries. This was all thanks to the efforts of Liu Jie kicking the Huns out of China.
Through these battles, the Han Dynasty won respect from surrounding neighbors, and the name Han came to represent the entirety of Chinese population.
Today, the majority of the Chinese population falls under the Han ethnic group.
The Chinese language is known as Han.
And the clothing is known as Han Fu.
The Han Dynasty would continue making a lasting impact on the world. Merchants from other countries would come and visit the wonders of China, bringing their culture with them, which led to
The rise of the Han Dynasty.